Hi everyone. Today I have a commentary on a video that I made about a year and a half ago. It's on my other channel. I might actually upload it to this channel because it's kind of the same topic. But basically it's when is it time to stop selling on Etsy? And in that video I talked about three situations that would, generally are the reasons why people stop selling on Etsy. The first one was basically they got kicked, like Etsy shut their shop down, they got kicked off. So it wasn't their choice, but they did stop selling on Etsy, or maybe when Etsy opened their shop up again, they crawled back, okay? The second one was they were mad about something. Etsy changed something. Etsy's raising their fees. We're not selling on Etsy anymore. So it's basic just anger, overreaction, whatever. That was another reason, though, why people tend to stop selling on Etsy, or they say they are. Again, a lot of times people say they're not going to, and then they crawl right back because they don't have a website and they don't have anywhere else to sell. And that leads into the third reason why people tended to stop selling on Etsy. And this was based on YouTube videos that I'd watched, which was that they weren't making enough money. Now, this is a very common thing, especially these days with the economy and with multiple shops, millions more shops on Etsy than before. The competition is higher. There's a lot of reasons why people are not making as much money on Etsy as they may have in the past. And, I could get into that in a different video, but that was one of the reasons. And I said in that video that that really is the only logical reason to stop selling on Etsy. But I think that there's a fourth one. And this may not have been in my mind at the time. And I think I was only looking at YouTube videos saying, I'm quitting Etsy. And that's why I came up with those reasons. But what I'm hearing from people now, the reason that they're not selling on Etsy anymore or have just scaled back a lot is that they're just sick of it. They're done. They're emotionally over the idea that they have to be on Etsy. And I would say that not making enough money and being completely over the idea that you have to sell on Etsy is those are really the two reasons that make sense to stop selling on Etsy. There comes a point where you just hate your job, right? And this is what it's the same with any job. You just hate your job, and hating your job is when you look for a new job. Now, the third part of that video, the third reason was that they weren't making enough money. And a lot of people were still stuck on Etsy, though, because they don't have another place to sell. So the main part of that was saying you need to diversify. You need to get your own website now so that you're not doing it when you're desperate, because that's not a good time. Panic is not a good time to do anything. If you don't want to get your own website, I understand it's a lot of work. However, you don't want to be doing that work when you desperately need to. But you need to sell somewhere else, whether it's in person, whether it is, consignment somewhere. I'm not sure I would go for that too much, but you have to really trust the shop, whatever. But social media, there are other places to sell. You can sell on Go Imagine. You can sell on Amazon if you want to deal with them. I don't. You can sell on eBay. There are fixed price shops on eBay. You can set one up. You don't even need a shop. You can just have an account. You don't have to do auctions on eBay, just saying. But you need to have other places that you sell so that you're not locked into one platform, regardless of what that platform is. So having your own website, I would say, is the easiest way to transition off of a platform because you have kind of a home of your own online. But a lot of people don't want to put the work in. That's okay. You need to put work in anywhere, but just set something else up so that you're not beholden to one platform, basically. But take all that out of the equation. Take all that out and just say, when is it time to stop? If I get up in the morning and I hate every minute of my life and I don't want to go to work and my work is in my home and I make things and I have to sell them. If you hate every minute of that, it might be time to quit. It might be time to go get a job where someone else pays you to do something and then you can come home and not think about it. There's a lot of benefit in that. There's a lot that's very appealing about that many days. And the other day I was like just sitting around. Usually I don't sit around. I sit around, but I'm doing something, right? And I was thinking, because it was my birthday last week, that now I am 1 year closer to retirement, and I'm not near retirement where I can actually quit my job, but I see it down the road, right? And so I'm like on the calendar, I'm a little closer. And I'm thinking, I will probably never 100% retire and just never do anything work-wise because I enjoy working. I really like working. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I won't be sad to not sell on Etsy. I won't be sad to not have to deal with their shenanigans. I won't be sad. It won't upset me. And although I don't want to quit selling on Etsy now, and I might sell something else that's more passive. I might do POD. I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's 7 years down the road, so I'm not worried about that at this point. While that may be true, I do have other places set up online now that I sell, and I have other projects. I have other things that I do that I really enjoy a lot more than the stuff that I have to do to sell products. So when the time comes, I'm not going to be upset. But if you're at the point where you're thinking, my time has come, I'm done, I'm finished selling this stuff, I don't want to do it anymore. Or if this is a hobby that you had and you used to really enjoy it, and now it's been ruined because you've made it into a business, maybe it's time to quit. Maybe it's time to stop and just relax a little bit. And you can always come back to it later. This is not the kind of thing that is a permanent decision ever. You could put your shop on vacation and just walk away for as long as you want, and you'll probably feel really good. There will be a time in the future, maybe, where you want to open that shop again, and it'll still be there. That's okay. Etsy doesn't destroy your shop. It'll stay there forever. It'll stay there for as long as you want it to. But if there's a point where you just want to be finished and you're mentally done and you don't want to figure out all of these shenanigans and all the changes, and they just keep throwing stuff at us, that's okay to quit. All right. And there was a thread in my public Facebook group of people talking about, I went and got a job. And I got the feeling from some of them that they felt like this was a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to pay your bills. Okay. It's not a bad thing to go do something productive in society. That's not a bad thing. It might be better for you in the long run than getting up and being stressed about not making enough sales to pay your rent and feeling like you're not accomplishing anything and feeling like you're not, just stressed out all the time, worried about that kind of stuff. Just go get a job. If that's your situation, regardless of where you're selling. If you're selling products and that's your situation, then go get a job. Take some of the financial pressure off, and then you can make decisions about whether you want this as a hobby or you want to keep selling things. You don't have to sell things. Some things can just be a hobby. That's fine. You probably enjoy it more. And I had another thought and I lost it, but my train of thought derails a lot. So leave me any questions that you have. If you have comments, are you done? Are you finished? Are you just at the end of your rope? And do you think it would be good to step away for a while? Because sometimes it is. If that's all you're thinking about is worry, 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 and stress, 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 just take a step back and go do something else for a while. And that's the other time you should quit Etsy, is if it's just destroying you mentally, because it's not good. That's not good. So give this video a thumbs up, post any comments that you have or questions, and let's chat about this because it's kind of important. I will talk to you later.